let's talk turbo pedestals for the 7.3 Powerstroke. If you've owned a 7.3 or you intend to own a 7.3 Powerstroke for any amount of time, what you're going to find is that at some point you'll have an oil leak between the engine and the transmission. It's going to look like oil is leaking from the bell housing in the transmission. A lot of people are going to assume that that's a rear main seal leak, and this comes from your father's days when, you know, the Chevy 350 leaked all the time. Rarely the case on a 7.3 Powerstroke. Usually it's going to be coming from the turbo pedestal, but it's always going to be coming from something leaking in the valley. Anything that ends up in the center of the engine on top, it's going to leak out the back. There's a hole in the back of the block for that, for draining fluid out. Really common place for oil leaks is going to be these turbo pedestals. In stock form, your turbo has an outlet on the back of it with a valve. The valve opens most of the time, but sometimes when it's cold, when it's the right conditions, the valve will close to put back pressure on the engine to help it warm up faster. Usually we find that you're better off using a high idle instead. Most people are going to have tuning. We'd recommend a PHP Hydra. It's linked below. That'll handle your high idle. The second component of the back pressure valve is the turbo pedestal. There is an oil actuated rod that sticks out the side of it that actually opens and closes that valve. So oftentimes, and they're really commonplace for an oil leak. Anytime you take the turbo off, you're going to replace the turbo, we'd highly recommend using a blank pedestal. We've got a couple different options. We've got KC turbos, we have diesel sights, and we have a few others also. But I'm going to show you diesel sights here. I have an early 99, I have a late 99. We're going to take a look at them, talk about why they matter, and then I'm going to show you up pipes next. That'll be in a video link down below or at the product card at the end. So let's do early 99 first. This guy right here. The early 99 diesel sight pedestal is going to come packaged with bubbles. Don't need those. It's basically the same. So you have the pedestal here, and we just have more fluff packaging. Got the pedestal here. My apologies. That's loud. And we've got O-rings. We've got brown O-rings. This is going to be great. Probably see them there. So early 99 pedestal. They mount the same. So they mount the same as a late style Super Duty. They're going to mount with 2 bolts in the back, 2 bolts in the front, 2 bolts in the top. This is where your turbo is going to sit, right here. The late pedestal is basically the same, and the reason why they're not interchangeable, nor are the turbos, is the late style is taller. So you got a late style, so I can line these up on that camera. Late style right here, early style right here. It's a lot taller. Both of these are going to come with O-rings to mount them. You'll have a large O-ring and a small O-ring. Large O-ring here in the top, small O-ring here. And then same thing on the bottom. They'll go in the drain and feed holes also. So there are lots of brands of these. There are lots of different options, and we like diesel sights. They're really cost effective. They work very well, but they're just a blank pedestal. There is no rod that actuates the valve out the side of it, and they're easy to install. Literally just unbolt your stock one, bolt this one in, you're good to go. There's nothing else to do. If you guys are interested in getting a blank pedestal, you want to talk about whether it's a good choice, or if you're digging into it in your truck and you think that it's a good time to look at replacing the turbo, we've got turbo options for everyone. Drop in, bolt in, ready to go, easy job. Take a look at the videos down below. We've got one linked for the pedestal or for the up pipes next. Want to take a look at that. We'll see you guys on the next one.